And we are live here tonight on the night of January 5th here, the Georgia Senate runoff race that is where all the eyes have been, and turns out it went kind of how we were suspecting, which was both Republican candidates are going to lose. I know the results aren't fully in yet. I know they're still going to be counting mail-ins, but as one person on Twitter mentioned, I'm going to try and find him so that I can cite him. There are Republicans are up. This was from an hour ago by 100,000 votes, but there are 200,000 mail-ins left. And we all know that the Dems get those votes big time. Historically, it's at 83%. This is from Toon Jackson. I think he is with The Economist, but I'm also seeing political polls saying that the New York Times gave Warnock and Ossoff a 95% chance of winning. Those are the Democrats, so it's done. Dems won. They have the presidency, the House, and they don't have the Senate, but it's all tight. It's all tight. Well, they do have this. They're gonna have the Senate, is what I mean. They have the House, they have the Senate, and they have the presidency. I don't have the courts, the Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court has let us down big time recently, so that's where we're approaching. What do you think of all this?
I mean, I think what's going to happen is there's going to be some major infighting with the Democrats. You're already starting to see it. Like, Nancy Pelosi almost didn't get back to her fucking, like, what was it, House majority? Or, like, yeah,
Or
House majority
Speaker of the
leader
House?
seat.
Yeah, it was like a 10 vote difference.
I think you're going to see some crazy shit with that go down. Like, just this infighting, because it's like when they're on the defense, like I think that's with anybody. Like when the Republicans are on the defensive, they sort of unite, but as soon as they get the majority, they fucking squander it.
Yeah. Well, I think this time it's gonna be a little bit different because you're gonna see insane infighting with the right too, because you have people like us. I back and speak for both of us. They're pissed at the establishment more than ever that they wouldn't fight for Trump. They wouldn't fight to stop the steal, and they wouldn't fight to get us $2,000 stim packs. They did nothing but waste time and do stupid shit and do pretty much nothing but stand on the sidelines and hope Trump loses. Because that's the thing that people need to realize. The enemy is not the Democrats. Yes, they technically are. But right now, the real enemy, the enemy we need to be fighting, is the Republican establishment. They are the ones that are holding back any chance of a populist revolution winning again.
Yeah, no, that's exactly correct. I think that's what's fucking happening.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna see that activity, and it's the way it's sort of always been.
Yeah, it's only just gotten worse. You know, when we needed them to help stop the steal, they did nothing. Nothing. When we needed a wall, they did nothing. When we wanted immigration cut, they wanted taxes cut, which I like, but can we do both things?
Apparently not. It's sometimes you have to realize what's going on, and like maybe not real, like you have to go and have that loss to realize hey, things are really bad. It's bad because you made it that way. Like we had such a good fucking chance, back in 2016 or 2017, whenever the fuck that was, like when we had all houses,
Mm-hmm.
but they squandered it because of people like John McCain, people like Mitt Romney, these fuckers. We were so close to like repealing Obamacare. That was their whole thing: repeal and replace Obamacare. And then they fucked it up. Like it wasn't that what the what's his face, the soulless eyes motherfucker.
McCain.
No, not well.
He
He's
did
not
fuck that up because he
the
voted
one.
no.
The one who was the Senate, the
Oh,
Speaker.
Mitch McConnell.
No, maybe it was the other one or the House back when we controlled the House.
There's McCarthy, McConnell. Um,
Who was that guy? He just looked fucking dead.
they all look sad. What was he? What did he look like more? Did he have glasses? Was he old?
No, he had no glasses. But he
Oh,
just
you were
looked
thinking of Boehner.
maybe no, it wasn't Boehner. It was someone else, I think. I don't know. But they were all the fucking same bunch of cucks who were talking about repeal and replace Obamacare a
Oh,
thousand
Paul
times.
Ryan. That's it.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
They just squandered it. It's pretty sad, but that's what happens.
Well, speaking of Romney, did you see that video I posted where he's on a plane and I think it's to DC or something because a lot of Trump supporters are going to DC right now to uh, attend the protests and the rallies tomorrow, which is going to be wild. So we got to talk about that because I have some conspiracies to mention with that. But did you see that video?
I
Dude,
didn't
it's
see the
great.
video.
He's on the fucking plane and all these MAGA people start going, traitor, 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 traitor. And they shout him the fuck off.
Dude,
It's
that's great.
awesome.
What's going on, Phil?
How's it going?
It's gonna be wild tomorrow, don't you think?
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some craziness going on tomorrow.
Yeah,
Dude,
I'm wondering what it's
it's
gonna be like. Is it gonna be like that? What you call it, like Charlottesville, where like they're gonna use that like be like one fucking actor over there, and then it fucks everything up for everyone else.
Uh,
I don't think you're gonna have any wignets or like significant ones, but you're gonna have some violence, like big violence. I mean, I'm gonna dive into the stuff I was seeing today, but did you see that video of Romney on the plane, Phil?
no, I didn't.
Dude, it's awesome. Here, I'll post it in chats for both of you to watch it. A bunch of MAGA people are on the fucking plane and they notice that Mitt Romney's on it and they give him shit. They're like, traitor, traitor. And they start like growing him about Burisma. It's awesome.
hmm
It's like just, it's what I want. It's what I gotta do. Get him out. Give him shit. Show him
The
what we
people
want.
don't need to like actually give a shit. I think they give him an excuse because he wears their special pants,
Yep.
their special undergarments.
He wears the
But
Mormon underpants.
yeah, like it's basically like people talk about identity politicians, but it's like oh, it's something the left only does. But fucking Mitt Romney, I think that's the only reason he got in there is because he was Mormon.
Yeah, that's why he ran Utah. He's like, can't win in Michigan because, there are Trump voters there. Can't win in Massachusetts because there's a bunch of Democrats. So let's go to Utah now. Let's go to my people. Let's go to Mormonville. It's like, come on, guys. Don't fall for it. Vote for. I mean, they gotta challenge him. They gotta primary him with somebody that actually gives a shit. Get him out. Out, out, out. But it's over. The elections are over. I mean, the Democrats won tonight, both races. I don't know if you've been following much of what I've been posting, Phil, but they've already they haven't officially called it anywhere yet, but statistically, Republicans can't win unless every mail-in vote is Republican this time, which it won't be, and there's no cheating, which there will be. They lost.
My question is too, like, what's going on with these? Like, they extended it until what was that time? Like, they gave an extension because of a fucking error. What's with Georgia and constantly having issues with during the presidential they had the water pipe
Mm-hmm.
scan, break. What's going on?
It's shenanigans. I mean that water pipe break thing, like I have never heard like 50 different accounts of that story of like any other thing ever. Like there's always like, well, it actually happened on this day. No, it happened the day before. No, it still happened on that day. No, it didn't happen in this room. It happened in that room. It happened in this room. It's like it keeps changing so many times. It's so weird, so fishy, makes no sense. The truth has not come out on that at all. And now, yeah, and I think it was in Fulton County or one of the major counties. They were changing the deadline last minute, giving people more time. It's like, what's going on? I mean, sometimes there's good reasons for these things, but you need to give the reason.
Yeah, like why? What purpose? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I know the purpose.
Yeah.
It's commit more acts of fraud. But why would they allow that? Like, why? Like 3 o'clock. Who's gonna be coming in at 3 in the morning? Like, I even work like third shift. Like, I wouldn't do it. Like, if you work second shift, you could do it in the day. It doesn't make any sense, especially now with a lot of jobs going remote and all this. Like, quarantine shit. Like, in a lot of places, you can't even go to like Walmart past 10 o'clock. Why can you go to the polling place later?
Yeah, it's bizarre, but not bizarre at the same time
Hmm.
because we know the intent.
I don't know. I think we'll see. We'll see how this Senate thing turns out. But if it does look like what you say it's going to look like, I mean, we called it. We called it. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
they couldn't win. They couldn't win without Team MAGA, and Team MAGA probably didn't show up. That last minute bullshit that Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue tried to do. That wasn't working.
No.
Like, that last minute shit ain't cutting the mustard.
Well, and I even sent out a tweet right around when the polls were closing, and I said, if the Republicans lose Georgia tonight, which they probably will, it will be because, one, they didn't fight for Trump / stop the steal.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, they didn't fight for the 2K stim packs. And if Republicans, I think I conclude with something like, if they want to win, they gotta fight for what people give a shit about. They keep going the wrong way. This is the problem we had before Trump, and Trump put everything on the right path and gave people what they wanted, and we won. Trump's not on the ticket now. They can't get a boost from him. He endorses them, which gives them a little bit of a boost, but when you're the two shittiest candidates in the entire Senate, other than Martha McSally, from the last round, you can't. What can Trump do? He can't do anything. You guys, the party, gotta get your act together. And the reason it is I'm saying it's called, because if you go on New York Times, which I'm not using Fox, fuck them. I can't believe I'm using fake news New York Times over them. The Loeffler race, she's losing by almost a full percentage point. That's about 35,000 votes. 95% reporting, so it's mostly mail-ins left. She's lost. And they're giving her 95, or Warnock, sorry. I think of Warlog or Warhawk.
Yeah.
What?
Fucking Warlock.
Yes. They're giving Warlock or Warnock a 95% chance of winning, which they're right on. They're saying he's going to win by 2%. And, because there's a lot of Dem counties that are still to be counted conveniently enough. And in the Purdue race, it is a razor-thin edge right now with 95% in. He is only winning by 400 votes. And with all these Dem counties left in mail-ins, he's going to lose. It's bad. Really bad, but you know what? The party deserves it, frankly. I mean, technically, my brain says that the Republicans should win, but my heart really wasn't in it. And I don't think they're going to learn their lesson from this. I hope they do, but I don't think they're going to give a shit.
I think so. I don't. I mean, you have. I mean, and we've talked about this pretty much at nauseum. You have the GOP establishment that just they're just for keeping power. Like they don't care. They don't care if they have the majority or not. As long as they keep in power, that's all, pretty much all they give a shit about. It's not like these people don't give a fuck, and they're not gonna. I don't know. It's like they're not gonna go risk their own shit to, you know, to jeopardize or, you know, do the right thing or whatever. I mean, it's what we. I mean, this is what the, you know, the GOP. This is running the GOP. I mean, it's running both parties, but definitely, you know, running the GOP.
Yeah.
You got a lot of shady motherfuckers running shop right now, and this is kind of, you know, the GOP right now. They're getting what they deserve.
Yeah.
Should it happen, right? And I don't know. Politics is just fucked. I don't know, but
yeah, no, I feel you. I mean, it's what's gonna be really crazy though. This is kind of what I think is gonna be more interesting. Is what happens tomorrow. We are gonna have rallies in DC, Proud Boys versus Antifa, massive crowds, and Trump's gonna be speaking. And on top of that, there's gonna be that congressional battle with the. I still don't even fully understand how that freaking works. It's like Congress is sort of certifying the results, but some are trying to stop it. So they're gonna certify it again, and some are protesting it. So that's gonna be wild. I don't think anything's gonna change, but you know, it's gonna be a wild day. Because there's some weird stuff going on. Have you guys been following what's been happening to the Proud Boys?
I mean, they've been getting fucked for the past like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, but it's been getting weirder. Like, let me find some of this stuff. So, what happened yesterday was Enrique Tarrio was on a flight to DC. He gets off, and he gets busted by the cops, the feds. They arrest him. A former Mueller prosecutor was tied to the arrest of him, and he is then, you know, I forget what exactly happened, but the results were basically he was banned from the city of DC till June, and
Can you even ban people from a city, from like a city like that? Is that even legal to do that in the U.S.?
I don't know, dude. It's so weird. That's what I'm saying. The whole thing is getting really weird. Like, you know, there's the usual, yeah, Proud Boys getting fucked, but this is like next level. He is banned from Washington D.C. and he got released from jail, but he's gonna have a trial eventually, which is all over the burning of a Black Lives Matter flag. That's all that it's over. And he technically didn't tear it down. He technically didn't steal it. He technically didn't even burn it, I think. He's taken just the fall for it so other people don't get screwed. But, oh my God. Poor guy is going to get screwed over this. Yeah, here's an NBC News article that confirms that judge bans Proud Boys leader from Washington, D.C. after arrest.
I don't think that's legal to ban someone like I, to my knowledge, like especially since DC is like a such a specific area. Like you can't ban someone from a state basically, and DC is sort of like it's technically not a state. Yeah, it just doesn't feel legal. Like I've never seen that unless you're like an illegal immigrant or something. You're not a citizen. I don't think they can ban you from places like that.
It says on this article he was accused of vandalizing a Black Lives Matter banner at a historic black church and found with high capacity firearm magazines when he was arrested.
Yeah, you can't be doing that in DC. Like, listen, they're the most insane fucking state over here. I don't know why you'd bring like any sort of gun shit to DC. You're just asking to get like butt fucked by the law.
Yeah. According to a criminal complaint, when police pulled Tario over on the warrant for vandalizing the Black Lives Matter sign, officers found two unloaded magazines emblazoned with the Proud Boys logo in his bag, based that have a capacity of 30 rounds each for AR-15 or M4 style weapons.
Yeah, that's still like he shouldn't have done that. Like I think it's illegal what they're doing, like what DC does, but you should know better than to do that. It's
Right.
like going to fucking New York. It's even worse. Like DC is one of the worst places. Like they had to write an article of just a hoops to get a pistol, not even to be able to carry a pistol, but to just get a fucking pistol in DC. It's ridiculous.
Well, what I don't get though is because I know DC has all these wonky laws, but what's wrong with having unloaded magazines though? Because isn't it just a piece of plastic at that point?
It
No,
looks
I mean
scary.
it's illegal. They have the laws. I don't agree with the laws, but it's still on the books, and you should know not to bring any firearm shit to DC, especially if you're gonna be doing any sort of event like protest. Just don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah,
I
it
think you
is
should be,
dumb.
yeah, but it's like going to like the New York City like JFK International Airport with a gun. Like even if it's legal, like you don't want to do that. It's you're asking to get like fucked in the ass unless you have the money for like a world class lawyer, or you're trying to go and pull off some sort of like amazing lawsuit.
Mm.
Don't fucking do it.
Tario said, according to a police report, that he sells the clips and the ones he was carrying were purchased by a customer. Quote, I had a customer that bought these two mags and they got returned because it was a wrong address. And I contacted him and he's like, I'm going to be in DC. So I'm like, okay, I'll take them to you so that I can show you proof. I can give you like my invoices and stuff like that from it and like the USPS shipping label. Yeah. Still a you're feeding the crazies some ammo, no pun intended, to shoot back at you, because that's what they do with the Proud Boys. They just find a little thing to screw them over. And the thing that was getting weird was I was getting my notifications from Milo's Telegram today, and not only is Milo supposedly now the Proud Boys leader now instead of Enrique, since Enrique's all an illegal mess right now, but he says, just had a knock at the door. I won't be going to DC. Whatever operation they've got running to fuck with Patriots, it's massive and they aren't playing around. Take care, everyone. And there's a picture of a card. And the card, let's see, I'll pull it up. 1 second.
Thanks for not putting the chicken in the fridge.
Oh, is it
We
still
would have
out
had
there?
no food tomorrow. It would have been gone bad.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
1 sec. You guys start going. I'll be back.
Uh-oh. Yeah, no, that's pretty nutty, man. I mean, I think that what's going to happen over here, like I said it before, I think it's going to be like unite the right, where it's going to be like not like full racist or whatever. It's going to be basically taken, spun by the media as one of
Yep.
those events. Like, oh, all these like crazy like terrorists or whatever instead of racist. Maybe they'll still call it racist. I don't know, but I think it's going to be manipulated in such way. And like, I
That
see people talking about bringing weapons to DC still. Like, just don't do that shit.
well,
And uh,
that's why I always tell my audience not to go to any of these things, because like ever since and I was even telling people back when Charlottesville happened not to go to Charlottesville, because first off, it wasn't Unite the Right was not like CPAC. Like, that's clearly not what it was ever intended to be. But especially after UTR, like, I don't know. I hate to say this, but I almost don't trust, people who just want to cobble together like random conservative events, unless they're like, unless there's like really advanced planning, because you just don't know what's going to happen anymore.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. But no, I agree with you on that, because there's always these bad people that slip in and screw things up for all the good people. That's what happens. And if anybody is listening to this going, please, please, please don't go out at night. Once the sun starts setting, get off the streets, get inside, go to bed, or eat at a restaurant or something. Do not be out there, because that's when all the bad stuff happens. Even during the daytime, you're going to have to be careful. But bringing weapons down there it's adding fuel to the fire. But what I was reading, though, was that, so Miles said he had a knock at his door, and he took a picture of a card he got, and it says U.S. Department of Justice, Federal Bureau of Investigation. So basically the feds paid him a visit today. And then he posts, shortly after, he said, a judge has banned Proud Boys chairman Enrique Tarrio from the District of Columbia. Then he says that he has become the Proud Boys' new chairman. And then the weirder thing is, he says, I've heard from several Proud Boys who got home visits from federal agents today. Whatever's about to pop off, it's huge. So it's getting scary. They're really going after the Proud Boys. Like, the feds haven't cracked down this hard before. Usually it's like these judges at the state level at screwing up, but you're getting feds going to the doors of Proud Boys. And that means the Proud Boys have probably been infiltrated.
Yep. That, and it's also it's payback time by the deep state. They're coming for us.
Yeah, it's pretty serious. And nobody defends the Proud Boys. Nobody fights for them. They're going to get screwed tomorrow, big time. And I'm afraid there's going to be a Charlottesville type event or situation, so that it smears the right. And it could be, I'm not saying it is, but whatever happens, it could be set up. It could be staged. I mean, look at the thing with the Boogaloo Boys with the Whitmer kidnapping. Oh, these evil Boogaloo Boys wanted to kidnap the governor. Turns out, who was the guy that orchestrated that idea? Was a Fed. It was a Fed. It was a federal informant. Telling you, it's bad shit.
Well, here's the other thing too. It's like, if you're gonna be like marching somewhere, why do people keep choosing these like leftist areas? Like Charlottesville, like Virginia is, it's pretty much lefty now.
Yeah.
Even before then, it was still pretty much lefty. DC is incredibly far left.
Because
Huh?
because the idea, the way it's explained, the way it was explained to me, and I was like, this is incredibly and I don't side off on this explanation, but basically, like, I asked, because we had a quasi Proud Boy. I don't know if he was actually like a Proud Boy, but he was like a quasi Proud Boy on my college campus. Like, I think he, I don't know if he was like a Fed, but he was kind of acting like it. And I
Oh, boy.
asked him, like, I asked him like, why would, why would the Proud Boys and all these organizations keep, hosting events like in well, that's where we have to take the fight to the left on their own territory, and so that's, and I'm like, okay, but that's, I'm like, in this time though, that's kind of retarded. Like, why not? What like, why not hold an event in Florida?
I
Or
think one
somewhere.
of the reasons is that DC is this obviously iconic city, and the optics of doing it in DC give it a little more, you know, legitimacy, or a little bit more like, yeah, we're fighting back. You know, the lefties can't just protest here, we can too. And I think it's also a more accessible location. Uh, I mean, that's why DC is where it's located, is because it's very accessible, you know, to a bunch of states, whereas Florida is all the way down south, kind of limits you. But Florida is a better state, so.
I was using Florida as, as like an example, but you know, like why do all these like rallies happen in like ultra left wing cities all the time? It's just, it's 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 a little weird to me. Like I wouldn't like, at this point I would think that even like Denver would be an okay spot, because Denver, yeah, it's left, but it's not super left, at least not yet.
It's pretty bougie. It's pretty pish posh.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust Denver. You know, it's. I mean, I've been there. It's very bougie. So, I think the problem is no city is like.
Fucking Boulder.
Yeah, I mean, is there even a conservative city in this country?
I mean, you could go to some places in Texas that are less crazy
Yeah,
left than
Texas.
DC. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like you have like left wing, and then you have like DC and Baltimore. Like
Mm.
they're fucking terrible.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just I have a bad feeling about tomorrow. I think some really bad shit's gonna happen. I think.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
well, that's why I'm not streaming tonight, because everyone's like, "What are your predictions?" And I don't have any. But so I'm gonna be on tomorrow. I don't know when, probably during the day, and I'm gonna be doing like, just kind of calling things as I see them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, because it's I. Usually the daytimes are fine down there, but might not be the case this time, because that in Charlottesville it happened during the daytime, but that was a really crazy situation. But it also depends on what the cops are like this time. From what I understand, there was even some action tonight, and of course the cops didn't do anything about Antifa, but pepper sprayed MAGA people and pushed them back. Oh man. John Miller. LOL, there's a MAGA party on my plane in the flight. Attendants are furious. Like.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
mean,
it could get hostile.
Mm-hmm.
I I mean, the other thing too that we haven't even considered yet is, if something happens in DC tomorrow, I guarantee you it's going to have repercussions on social media too. And I'm
Mm.
because let's face it, after every big, right wing, quote unquote, attack or whatever, there's always a Twitter purge or a YouTube purge that immediately follows. And I mean, I've been, I mean, you know me, I don't say edgy, I don't say like what I consider to be edgy isn't really edgy at all, but what YouTube can basically what I'm saying is I'm on the chopping block, you're on the chopping block. We've known it for a while, and I'm wondering if I mean I just started my show for the year, but I'm wondering if our YouTube accounts are going to survive this week.
Oh, you'll be fine.
I think we'll be fine, but you could see some of those people that are prominent, that are for some crazy reason still on these platforms getting chopped. I wouldn't be surprised if Milo loses his YouTube channel after getting visited by the feds. Wouldn't be surprised if Fuentes loses his D Live after all this. You're gonna see like tomorrow's gonna be a turning point. Like what's happened tonight was a turning point, but the bigger ramifications, the bigger turning point is coming tomorrow, or technically today, because it's 4 minutes past midnight.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I fucking hate that word now, turning point.
I know.
No, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I don't know if you saw, because I posted this in Host, but my ex Turning Point field rep was actually doing the rounds. He was on another podcast talking about Turning Point since he's left it. And there's some interesting shit that's slowly going to be coming out. We threatened to sue him all apparently over talking about saying that he used to work from Turning Point.
Yeah, well, that
Well,
guy, he's an interesting character, that dude.
Mm-hmm.
it's I think it's time for I think it's time for not not whatever Fuentes is doing, but what we're starting basically.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait till the fall when hopefully everything's back to normal. Then that's when some action can happen. But right now, it's such a frustrating time. But I hope people are waking up to Charlie more, because he's a total phony. We all know it, but not a lot of people in the right know it. You know, that's the thing I think people forget, especially
Him and I'm sure you saw this. The Daily Wire is now making a movie studio now.
what?
Yeah,
Well, you know, on the one hand, as much as I hate the Daily Wire, at least it's some sort of not lefty, not anime like studio, you know.
yeah, no, I actually, and I mean, I do have a confession to make. Um, I actually do have an annual subscription because like they gave me a really heavy, they gave me a really hefty discount when I signed up last year. So I was like, why not? I'll get the Tumblr, which I admittedly do use, and I mean I am kind of curious to know if this actually does turn into a valuable like streaming thing. So
Apparently, their
But-
first movie is called Run, Hide, Fight, and it immerses viewers into a day in the life of Zoe Hull, played by Isabel May, a 17-year-old high school senior who is working through a complex relationship with her father. That's a loaded phrase, complex relationship with her father, while coping with the recent loss of her mother to cancer. And then apparently it... Oh, God. Zoe's just weeks shy of graduating when a quartet of nihilistic classmates siege her high school's cafeteria to perpetuate a mass shooting. Optics check here.
What?
They're literally making a school shooter movie.
yeah, they are.
I thought they already made one. It's called Joker.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get this. Guess who plays her dad too?
Does it even say here? Thomas Jane?
Yeah, do you know who that is?
No, who is
The
that?
Punisher.
Yep.
Oh shit.
So they got the guy to So they got the guy who played the Punisher to play her father in a movie about a school shooting. So
See, it's funny. I mean, it makes sense. Ben Shapiro was funded by Hollywood, kind of started in Hollywood. Now he's becoming Hollywood. Oh my god. I just
Liz
He-
Cheney and Paul Ryan attack Republicans challenging the electoral. You know, Liz Cheney, she's fucking, that whole family's fucking evil. Fuck them all. Paul Ryan, yeah, he's a sack of shit too.
fuck them both.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know. I'm kind of anxious to see what happens tomorrow. I'm just like, not so much. I think I just want to. I wonder what kind of info we're going to find out, because I think we're going to find out a whole bunch of juicy information tomorrow.
Yo, Trump just tweeted something funny. He keeps firing off tonight. He goes, "Just happened to have found another 4,000 ballots from Fulton County. Here we go." Oh god.
Well, so this is exactly the reason why this was exactly the reason why I said on Saturday that I'm not entirely optimistic about 2021 yet. You know, New Year, same shit. So,
yeah, I looked up that thing you were talking about, Paul Ryan, and it says Paul Ryan, Dick Cheney, 9 ex-defense secretaries slam anti-conservative GOP efforts to overturn the election. You notice how they always frame it as like anti-conservative, anti-American, like the establishment always framed as like these people aren't the real conservatives. You know, it's always their frame that they use. It's always their manipulation. Joe Biden's victory is entirely legitimate, Paul Ryan says. GOP should stop attempting to toss up election results. Oh, okay. We'll listen to you, Paul Ryan, after you guys fucking lost.
Yeah, they're the dinosaurs. They're the ones that are fighting to stay in there. They still think they're relevant, but they're not. Like, no one gets excited about fucking Paul Ryan or fucking,
CRs
like,
do.
Yeah, and guess what? Guess how many people there are? Like, that's fucking none of them.
I know. One of them from Penn State wrote in Paul Ryan instead of Trump in 2016.
Oh, how brave.
Brave and bold. Any juicy things happening? You know of anything juicy happening, Sam? Any drama? Any funny shit? Any crazy shit?
Other than the fact that, like, QAnon is getting geared up for
God.
This shit.
Yeah, let's see what Q's saying about this. QAnon.pub. Oh.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
So the last thing Q posted was on December 8th. They just posted a link to a YouTube video that's not available. The video contains content from UMPG Publishing, who is blocked in your country or copyright grounds. Great. Dude, we had a person like in our fucking group me. They posted like the original Q video. It was like, what do you guys think? And we were all like, oh god, no. I mean, somebody on Facebook that was saying that Q, Trump, and Alex inspired the Nashville bomber. Like, what the fuck? No, QAnon's control Oppo.
I don't even know if QAnon is control Oppo. I just think QAnon is stupid. I mean, I definitely think that Shapiro is controlled. Uh, Owen Benjamin certainly is controlled. Auto.
Take a drink, everyone.
Oh man, I can't drink tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. No, nothing's. I'm just just you wait. That tart is going to. It'll be interesting because I know he watches my stream because whatever I say tomorrow, he'll be paired in about.
Oh, really? Will he do that? He'll like go like point by point or something, or does he like say like your general like gist and then like messes with it?
He messes with it, but he steals from smaller. He does what he did when he was in stand-up comedy. He'll steal from lesser known, comedians, or in this case, streamers / podcasters, and then he'll word it just enough to where you'll be like, wait a minute, he said I said 2 days ago, and he wasn't saying this before.
It looks like we gotta send him that T-shirt then.
Yep.
Oh god, what's the internet saying about Q? Rudderless. QAnon may reinvent itself after U.S. election, warn experts. Ooh.
Experts, really?
There's experts on Q.
I love that there's like these people who probably have like a college major in political science or some other bullshit like that. They're like, oh, I'm gonna go and do like someone. I bet someone did a doctoral thesis on QAnon at one point. Like, I bet it's happened. Probably multiple people have probably done it.
Bruh, I should have done that for college. Should have done a paper on Q.
Like, you can go and look this shit up. Like, I wonder, if your girlfriend or someone would know, because they probably have like a search engine for like doctoral theses. Doctoral thesis search.
Well, you're gonna look for one on Q.
I'm gonna go and see some of just like the ridiculous stuff they have on here. PhD, open access theses and dissertations. QAnon.
Oh god. The movement has also been hampered by action taken on social problems to stamp out QAnon-like content. Facebook, once a key hub for Q communities, is now, quote, a desert, said Vegas Tenold, an investigative researcher at the ADL. Oh, so that's their expert. It's the ADL. Okay. That's where they get their Q experts, of course.
I don't see it. I think they want you to pay for these.
Try Google Scholar.
I have to use Google. I'm on DuckDuckGo.
No. I deleted Chrome the other day because I was like, fuck Google.
I keep it on. I keep Chrome, but I don't use it.
That's how I've usually been, but I keep now Brave because I played with it a little bit. It's because it is Chromium based, but which is a little worrisome, but it pretty much performs like Chrome, except it's got some more privacy restrictions. So like,
I need Chrome. I need Chrome for school because of fucking Canvas.
It's based off of it.
You can use Canvas on Safari. I used it on Safari my whole time.
I mean, it works somewhat, but then like the modules that like some of my professors have require, Chrome or like a Chromium browser.
I would use Brave then if I were you, because Brave is basically Chrome but with more privacy protection.
Yeah.
Oh, I see a few of these.
Oh no.
I don't know if this is like a full-on. No, this isn't a doctoral thesis. It's only 18 pages. What's this? How many pages? That's not that. What's this? That's. Oh, wait a second. Is this? Hold on. This might be what we want.
Oh, we got some juice.
Yeah, hold on. Let me put this over here. I think we have the QAnon conspiracy. See, people See, this is why I should have picked like a more bullshitty like major and like got a master's in something like
poli
stupid.
sci.
Yeah, because then I could go and write like a doctoral thesis on this sort of shit.
I'll open that up. Look at the author's name for this fucking article. They have like the longest last name in the world.
Papa Sava, Siddharth. Oh, it's some Indian guy.
No,
Indian,
it's like Vikatara Markashinan.
Indian names can be very, very long.
Yeah. Let's see this thesis. Is it a coincidence? A first step towards understanding and characterizing the QAnon movement on vote.co. Wow. What the fuck is this? Do they like study Q? Oh, this is from Cornell. Wow. Real prestigious. Oh, we got a PDF here. Oh god, let me read the abstract. Online fridge communities often fertile ground for users seek and share paranoid ideas. Yeah. In this paper, we provide an empirical explanatory analysis of the QAnon community. Interesting. God, that's funny. Yeah, this is a legit study on Q. Let's see. Graph representation of the words associated with the term QAnon. Reference topics: Snowden, legit, Intel, Sundance, LARP. That's accurate. Followers: PSYOP, yes. Cult, out, scientific. Tweet, update, TikTok. Yes. Is that fascism? No, fact, theory, assumption. Crumb, drops. Yep, gotta have your Q drop for the day.
Oh god, Q drops. It's like an eye drop.
Yeah, you gotta do it every day, man. We show that users on both the QAnon and baseline subverse tend to be engaged, but the audiences of V/Great Awakening consumes data from just a handful of content creators who are responsible for 73% of total submissions in the community. Well, what did you guys learn about Q? What? Finally, toxicity scores from Google's Perspective API shows that posts in V/Great Awakening, which is supposed to be a Q-like thing, are less toxic than those on popular general discussions. So Q is not that toxic, guys. It's a movement of love.
There's probably not as much dissent in there. That's probably why. Like, you go and post.
You post something, they all jerk off to it. Wait, what is this? Top 10 named entities and entity labels mention all baseline subversives in our database. 1, Jews. First, Jews. Trump, U.S. 2, America, Jewish, Jew. What the fuck?
The Jewish Jew.
This isn't the baseline. What is this baseline? Oh, there's some bad words on here. Really bad words. Okay. I don't know if Google's going to scan down our screen, but holy shit.
They need to give you an option for like going live on Google, like with the radio, to go and dump.
Yes. YouTube needs a dump button. Why are they stopping the vote count? Democrat Chatham County, Georgia. Good question, Kaylee.
Oh man, I've been gassy tonight.
That picked up on the mic. Oh god, do you remember Joe Walsh?
Yeah, I remember hearing that name.
He's that cocky libertarian guy.
Yeah,
I think didn't he speak at
yeah.
Penn State or something?
For
Oh,
years,
yeah, he was the one
I
that
was.
bragged about bringing his gun onto the Penn State campus.
You should do that in DC. He just tweeted out, as a white never Trumper guy, I'd really, really like to thank black voters, especially black women, for steering this country back in the right direction, for ridding us of Trump, and it looks like for ridding us of McConnell. Thank you. Bruh. Is that Baked Alaska? No. Oh, did you see Kanye's getting divorced?
I mean, I kind of figured that.
Well, he sent out a tweet a while ago where he claimed like he was like, I want to get divorced or something, but they won't let me. But it's happening now.
Hmm.
I can't say I didn't see this coming.
I'm a little surprised it just happened now, of all times, like right when the
Yeah,
New Year
yeah.
starts.
That's. I'm surprised. That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised it took this long.
Yeah, because I would have thought after those tweets from a while back that it would have happened then. So I kind of figured, oh, I guess it's not going to happen then.
Yeah, I think that guy had some issues. I think he did.
I personally think she couldn't handle his bipolar shit and was like, yeah, I'm going.
I mean, he was pretty bad, like running for president and like all this other crazy stuff. Like I knew it from the beginning. That's why I said don't trust the guy. Bad feeling.
Yeah.
You know, he was useful, and you were like, oh, well, I trust. You know, he's good. No, he's not. He's mentally, you know, he needs help.
I mean,
Well,
I still think he's very valuable to, pushing the country in a better direction, but I think he's his own worst, as much as he is his, he is what makes Kanye's Kanye, but Kanye being Kanye can sometimes backfire on him.
Yeah.
Like look what he did when Trump brought him to the Oval Office. He was like ranting and like using foul language.
Yeah, it was funny. But I've heard too that he was. I mean, I don't know the full story, but he was getting into the political stuff with Candace and Charlie, and apparently they kind of like fucked it up. So sometimes, I mean, it's I don't know a lot about this shit because we don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but he's he is probably a little crazy.
A little is a little bit of an understatement. The dude's fucking nuts.
People like crazy people though.
Yeah, but that's not someone you should be taking political advice from. It's like fucking cute. Some of these cute people.
Yeah, well, that's Q's like next level. That's where it's pretty much dead right now. Nothing interesting happening. Oh.
Are you guys gonna be on for much longer?
Probably gonna cut
I mean,
the stream
I'm
soon.
technically gonna be on all night, but probably not live.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut the stream soon, but I'll be on probably another hour, roughly.
Okay.
Alright, well, if nobody has anything else happening, then I will cut the stream.
Did
But
anyone on the stream?
we had 4 viewers at one point.
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's see what's that now. 1 watching. So it's probably one of us. I love how you clipped the survival portion of the last podcast, Sam.
Oh yeah. Dude, that thing was once I edited the audio together for the podcast. That thing was 4.5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a long one. I just uploaded to Anchor last night. I have to upload this one too, but thank everybody for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe as always. Keep up with the content. Follow us on @VersaMedia on Twitter, and follow Sam @Sam_NG.
@SamW_NGC.
NGC. I'll get one day. I got it once, but I'll get it again.
And fuck @Sam Whitfield. You limey asshole. You haven't been on Twitter since fucking 2006. Give me my damn Give me your damn handle if you're not gonna use it.
Yeah, that always sucks. That's why I think I got my Twitter 2 years ago or 3 years ago. It was like 2018, 2019, and the reason I do is because I didn't use it for the longest time. I started using it like 6 months ago, and the reason I got it because I wanted to secure the handle with my name. And so whenever there's like a new social media, I always sign up for it just to secure the handle.
Yeah, same. Yeah, same here. I mean, yeah, that's what I did with Parler. That's what I did with Gab, and I try and do that. Although, like if I can't do that, then @SamDeBeer_NDC is my handle.
Yeah, your backup.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. We shall see you on the next one this Saturday.
Yep, and then I'll be doing one tomorrow and then Thursday for the Thursday show. So
Nice.
it'll be, and then of course Saturday. So
wash your hands, people.
God bless. God save this great nation. Which I can't say that more than now because God knows we need it. So.
And we're